Good morning to everyone. Let's begin. Jeremiah 29:11, and that is where it says, "For I know the plans that I have for you, says the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." And Timothy, or Second Timothy 1, verse 7, which says that for the Spirit God gave us does not make us timid, but gives us power, love, and self discipline. I want to begin by asking some questions. Now, these generators, and these are some of them. I remember we had prepared over 300 locations working. So each one of them had a generator. I will return to this. And my question is, where are these assets? Where are they? Let me also show you this one. These cars. So if we had 300, just let's even say 300 locations, and if each one had a car, a motorcycle, a pickup, maybe a 4x4, where are they? Where are they all located? And they had air conditioning units, computers, and other office equipment. My question right now is where are these things? And I will return to this somewhere getting closer to the end of my interaction with you today. Now, this one I will return to also later on today. This one is the Mankesim building, Group Indom building that is owned by GN Reinsurance. You see a vehicle there. Okay, I'll tell you where that vehicle is, what's happened to it. I will tell you what has happened to the building. I'll tell you what's going on there and what's going on with some other assets. So I will come back to the matter of these assets, particularly what has happened to a number of them before, during, and after the December 7th elections. I'll come back to it. So, good morning again, and welcome to this, the 7th edition of the national broadcast that I have titled Disappointed but Not Discouraged. And indeed, this morning, I'm definitely not discouraged. The subtitle has been a journey about business in Ghana. And today, clearly, the focus is on our hashtag Bring Back GN Bank crusade or campaign. As we all know, on Saturday, the 7th of December, Ghanaians went to the polls to elect a new president and MPs. Our former president John Dramani Mahama, scored an overwhelming victory with over 56% of the votes, overpowering his nearest competitor, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, the current vice president, by over 1.6 million votes. Nothing small. Perhaps unprecedented. His party, the NDC, also secured an unprecedented majority of seats in parliament, over 180 of them. Now, as you all know, we started the very active #BringBackGNBank campaign in May of this year. One of the decisions that we took after careful consideration was to write to the presidential candidates for an appointment. We made phone calls to ask them for this appointment, and our intention was that when we went there, if they would give us the opportunity, that we would ask them to support our Bring Back GNBank campaign and find out if they would explore giving our GNBank license back if they won. Fortunately, the current president-elect agreed to meet our team. I led the team of our most senior Group Indom management personnel. After briefing him about the circumstances that led to the revocation of the GNBank license, he publicly made a commitment to review the situation that led to the revocation of the GNBank license, and he said he will review it with the intent to return the license. I must also add that prior to meeting the now president-elect, he had made it possible for a committee set up by the NDC to examine the circumstances, the matters that happened to the many financial institutions, to meet with me and my team to discuss our bank, GNBank, and to find out if we had interests to continue to be in the banking industry in Ghana if the opportunity were to be provided. So we had a very productive, good meeting. And this is way before we had this interaction with the former president and now president-elect. So we have been excited and grateful for the understanding that the former president showed and the support that he gave publicly. And even when he went around to do his own campaign, the support that he showed for our cause and for that of other people or shareholders, directors who also lost their licenses. Now, over a period of time, and particularly after this this December 7th election. Many people have wondered what we put in the petition. What did we put in the petition? And so today, if you look on my desk here, I've got all manner of petitions that I sent, several petitions to many different people. They went to chiefs, they went to religious people, they went to people in government, and in many other places. But we did send the petition to the president-elect, and I want to read it to you. This petition was dated July 13th, 2024, and it was addressed to Mr. John Dramani Mahama, presidential candidate, National Democratic Congress, Accra. And it went like this. Your Excellency, petition for the restoration of the license of GN Savings and Loans Company Limited. Group Indo is pleased to deliver this petition to you respectfully to request your support for the restoration of the Special Depository Institution License of GN Savings and Loans Company Limited. A notice to the public by the Bank of Ghana, BOG, on August 16, 2019, announced the revocation of license and placement into receivership of GN Savings and Loans Limited. We believe that the restoration of the license will ultimately lead to the upgrading of the company to universal banking status. The reasons for our requests include the following. Number one, closing the operations of GN Savings has been inimical to the development aspirations of the country. It goes against the strides made to bring the unbanked into the formal sector. Our company was formed in 1997, and after 9 years was given a license to operate as a savings and loans company called First National Savings and Loans Company. It was granted a universal banking license in 2014. Our objective from the very beginning was to be a national bank for ordinary people wherever they live in Ghana. We believe that GN Bank/Savings demonstrated its strong leadership role in promoting financial inclusion. Our exit from the banking sector has left a huge hole that has been impossible to fill. Point number two, the shareholders invested heavily their time, energies, and funds to build in a truly unprecedented manner, 305 offices spread throughout all the regions of the country. We constructed more than half of those offices ourselves to provide a permanent presence and engender confidence. GN Bank/Savings was often the only licensed financial institution in many towns. Number three, we invested in developing and implementing GN Mobile Money, which became a true competitor to the telecommunications companies. Our product was the first to allow interoperability across all mobile phone platforms. Number 4, we developed a customer base of over 1 million depositors. We successfully introduced the best savings product in the banking industry in Ghana, with 9% interest plus 1,000 Ghana cedi life insurance cover. We were a highly liquid bank through the second quarter of 2018 until disaster struck during the third quarter. And we had an NPL rate of less than 5%. Number 5, GN Bank /Savings liquidity challenges were due to the non-payment of receivables due from government and its agencies such as the GET Fund, Cocoa Board, Road Fund, Ministry of Works and Housing, and Ministry of Roads and Highways. Our infrastructure portfolio has climbed to more than 7 billion Ghana cedis in value, including interest. It is important to note that this portfolio has been audited by an independent accounting firm upon the advice of the Ministry of Finance. If even a small portion of the amount owed had been paid, it would have saved GN Bank and Black Shield / Gold Coast Fund Management from losing their licenses and kept the 3 GN insurance companies and pen trusts in good standing with their regulators. Group Indom, through GN Bank, Black Shield, or Gold Coast Fund Management and Gold Coast Advisors, had pre-financed infrastructure development in Ghana to the tune of approximately 14 billion Ghana cedis over the past few years. Over 600 roads, bridges, schools, and other critical additions to Ghana's infrastructure have been made possible by funds mobilized and invested by these companies. The financing of these projects, structured as loans, went from the bank, and commercial paper went from Gold Coast Advisors, represented a significant proportion of the placements. Number 6, we worked hard to bring new investments into the company. Prior to the BOG action, we signed an agreement with the DFC, formerly OPIC, in the US for an amount of $20 million to support our banking business. Number 7, we prepared a 6-month transition report with a suggested way forward and was delivered to the BOG and GN Savings directors prior to the BOG action. The report showed that the company was recovering from the challenges faced. It is our hope and prayer that our petition will find favor with you for a positive implementation. Thank you for your consideration. Please accept our sincere assurances. Very truly yours, signed by me, Papa Kwesi Indom, as the chairman of Group Indom. This letter, this was the petition that we delivered to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, who has become president-elect, and who, when we went to talk to him, assured us that he will cause an examination of the circumstances that led to our losing our license and work on its possible restoration. Now, I've read you the letter. This is what we sent to him. And we had a conversation with him when we went to visit him in his office in July of this year. I want to make it clear that reading this letter during this broadcast and this broadcast in general today is not NOT, capital letters. It is not to put any pressure on the incoming president. I will show you why it isn't. Because he doesn't need it. We are sure that he gets it, that he gets the points that we have raised. He himself, independent from us, he himself has stated very, very publicly in many places that not all banks are the same. So there is no need for a universal minimum capital for all banks. He himself has said that. He understands it. He understands why not. And then secondly, he has stated the need to pay government debts, the debts owed by government for loans given to contractors, so that the financial institutions can be liquid and be strengthened. He knows it, and he has acknowledged it. He understands why that is the case. And he himself has explained from time to time that, look, all that government needed to do was to pay the contractors, so the contractors would pay the financial institutions, and so that the financial institutions would not only be liquid, but would be able to pay back monies to their depositors, and continue to be in business. And in our case, payments due to contractors, when they were made in the joint names of the contractors and our companies, because the state agencies involved had acknowledged at the front end our participation in those projects as financiers. So the incoming president, he gets it. The need to pay the contractors in order to make the financial institutions that finance their activities whole. And once again, let me explain, before I go to the third point, let me explain how we even got here. As you know, I was a minister in the Kufuor administration. And it is the Kufuor administration that took a look at the situation with government agencies, the contracts, and so on and so forth, and said it would no longer give an advance, money in advance to contractors, because some of them, when they got that advance, they didn't do anything productive with it. So what they said then, I was there, was go to the private sector and get your money, the money to pre-finance to start your projects once you get a legitimate contract. And then after you perform a portion of the project, then they will send engineers, technical people to go to the field, examine the work done, and if it is good, if it's certified to be done well, then they will give you an interim payment certificate for you to go and get your money. You get your money, you come back, and you start the next phase of the project. And then there was a provision that if those government agencies don't pay within 90 days, then the contractor will be entitled to interest based on the interest levels recommended and applied by the Bank of Ghana. So that is how we got to the situation where the contractors would go into the financial institutions to get pre-financing for projects that they had won. And this went on for us for years, quietly for years, without any interruption, disturbance. The administrations would go and come, and this business went on for us successfully, quite successfully. So the third point that we say incoming President Mahama has acknowledged publicly is the need to have different classes of banks to cater for different segments of the market. As I have said here in some of my previous broadcasts, President-elect Mahama, has explained, as I have been doing, that yes, there are banks who want to do big things, who want to fund oil exploration, who want to fund crude oil importation or finished products importation, fund big projects and investments in the country. And then there are banks who will do little things to fund the activities of market women, store owners, small businesses, micro enterprises, and the likes. So there is no need to put them all in the same category and say, all of you come and meet the same requirements. So he gets it. So we believe that he understands the strategy of GN Bank, of wanting to be the people's bank, of wanting to be all over the country and wanting to work with the ordinary people. So much so that if you had 50 pesos, you could walk into any GN bank and open a bank account. He had a project called Wodachi, which you could set it up even for your children. Again, with 50 pesos, and continue to make deposits and get interest. What I am saying to you is that how we set this business up and what is it that we did, we know that it wouldn't put any pressure on the incoming president, because what we've been saying, what we've been trying to do is not only that he gets it, but that he understands it. He understands it. And so, no pressure, no anything. We will wait patiently for him to be sworn in January 2025, and then we will move on. We'll move on. And as I had said in our previous broadcast, we at Group Indom, we're not perfect. I, Papa Kwesi Indom, I'm not perfect. We make mistakes because we are human. It is just that when we make mistakes or something is brought to our attention that we have not done correctly, we put it on the table, we examine it, we find solutions, we fix the problems. So we know that we have to fix problems when we cause them. So let's be clear about that. But then let's also be clear that politics is supposed to help the people. It's supposed to be something positive for the people. Politics should not come in where competitors are eliminated because of political considerations. And so let me say once again, that it's in 1997 that we set out to invest and develop what we came to be known as the People's Bank. People's Bank. It is in 2006 that we got the license to open a savings and loans company, and in 2014 it became a universal bank. But I wish to reiterate our point, perhaps for the last time, that the decision to collapse our bank, that collapsing was a deliberate, calculated move to serve the political and business motives of a few people in the Akufo-Addo administration. So the decision to collapse indigenous banks and other financial institutions was politically tainted. Should never happen again in this country. These financial sector reforms were implemented to capture businesses and funds and redirect them to party-related companies. And I think the last time I gave you some examples. Some of our funds been sent and given just like that to other people who had nothing to do, or other companies who had nothing to do, no sweat, no investment, nothing to do with generating those funds. They've been given to some other people to manage. That we spent, some instances, 10 years, 15 years to create those funds. And billions that other fund managers had built, also taken and given to companies related to people in the political realm. Shouldn't happen. It happened. But what I'm saying is, it shouldn't happen again. Should not happen again. I'm saying that these reforms, they have enriched some people. They have enriched some people and companies in a way that is illegal. And so we believe that the receiverships must be investigated. There is nothing wrong with cleaning up or engaging in reforms. Nothing wrong. But in a country like Ghana, It is not the big oil and gold and minerals companies that will make this country prosper and its people wealthy or be doing well with their lives. No. It is the small, small businesses dotted all over the country that will make this country become a prosperous one, and the people to do well financially, and the economy to grow and development to spread all over. But then it is the small financial institutions, those who had the objectives like GN Bank. We're the ones who are serving these small businesses. We are the ones that are protecting their funds. So when you kill those ones, you kill the economy. So to the incoming administration, for me, one clear task that must be tackled early is how to bring that confidence back by bringing those businesses back, those financial institutions back that have demonstrated clearly also that they are principled and that they have the means, they have the ability, and that they can go back to the field and work with these small enterprises all over the country and bring back economic life everywhere. If that is done, I'll tell you in a few months, the economy will start bubbling again. Confidence will come up. Jobs will get back. And people will be working, they will be paying taxes, and the money will be moving around. The system will start to work. So I believe that this is something that needs to be done and must be done. And to be clear, I'm a member of the PPP. That cannot be the reason for anyone to use my political choice and affiliation to make decisions that would affect my companies and my employees. In a country like Ghana with many challenges, we must not add to them with the complication of politics. Inclusiveness going forward should be a cornerstone for our collective work to make Ghana work better than ever. Work better than ever. What some of us have experienced, nobody else should experience. Nobody. I have gained, someone might say, a diploma or a degree in how to survive in desperate times, challenging times. That is not an education that I want. No. Nobody should go through what I have gone through, what my family have gone through, what my management and employees, my companies have gone through. Nobody should have to do that in a country called Ghana, where we need everybody's efforts, everybody's enterprise. Nobody should have to go through that. So let me go back now to what I started with. What has happened to the assets of GN Bank? Where are they? Where are they? I mentioned to you Bankesim. Many of you who drive from Accra or elsewhere, going to Cape Coast, Elmina, Takoradi, Axim, the runabout at Bankesim, you see this building, this building over here. It's there. There were generators there. If I'm correct, If you look at this picture, there's some generators there. There's some generators there. Those generators have disappeared. Who took them, and where were the generators taken to? Where did they go? Now, there are 3 floors to this building. 3 floors. The bottom one, that's where the bank was. The next level, that is where Gold Coast, now Black Shield, was. The top floor, that is where our life insurance company was. The life insurance company had full office equipment, everything on that last level. I was just there on Sunday, just this past Sunday. Everything on that 3rd level that belonged to GN Life at that time, all of it, to our life insurance company, all of it has been taken. All of it is gone. No office equipment, no furniture. Where did it go? Who took them? Who took them? It's all gone. Who took them? Now, several months ago, some people sent me some photographs of silent auction going on in this compound. Silent auction going on in this compound. People selling, people buying office equipment and items from this compound. Now, if they sold even office equipment belonging to the GN Bank on the receivership, the matter is still in court. So who authorized the sale of those items? Who did? Who authorized the sale? Where are those items that used to be in the bank building on that floor? Where are they? Where are they? Now, I managed to salvage this vehicle that you see here. This vehicle used to belong or was assigned to the CEO of GN Bank. It's a Ford Explorer. It was sitting there. It sat there for 4 years, rotting away. I'm telling you that I managed to take this vehicle, have it be towed because it wasn't drivable, towed to Accra. And it's been fixed inside and out. Inside and out. And I've been looking for a government official in this present administration to hand this vehicle to, so I can show them what it used to be, what condition it was in, how much money it took to repair it and restore it to drivable condition. It's there. If someone will contact me today, tomorrow, I'll take them to where this vehicle, where it is. It's been fixed, can be used, can be driven today. Now, this is just what happened in Marquesine. Now, I am asking, we took pictures of these generators. Where are they? Where are these generators? Nobody has been able to answer the question where these generators are. What happened to them? Who took them? Who took them? And these motorcycles, many, these vehicles, every now and then I get somebody telling me, have you gone to take a look at your vehicles? Have you gone? But I said that, but if I don't know where they are, how would I know what has happened to them? But I can tell you that in Fufusu in the north, the way to Damambo, there used to be 20 vehicles there. There used to be a number of generators there. And even before the election, just this election, it was left with some 4 vehicles and some generators at that location. Fufusu. Go there today. There is no vehicle there. There is no generator there. I'm telling you, not based on anything other than facts, that I've sent somebody there to go and take a look to see what is left there. And there's nothing there. There is nothing there. And if you are disputing that, here is a video showing the compound. That video that is showing the compound I'm talking to you about. This particular compound, this is the Fufusu branch of GN Bank. Okay, you go there. There is absolutely nothing there now. Take a look. Do you see a vehicle here? There is no vehicle there. Do you see a generator there? There is no generator there. But a few months ago, a few days ago, a few weeks ago, if you're going to this big compound, you would have seen vehicles parked there and generators stacked there. Who took them? Who took them and where did they take them? Where? Where did they go? Where did they go? Where did they go? Who supervised and who's supposed to be supervising this receivership, this airport residential area? I'm not saying anything, I don't mean anything negative with anyone, but the airport residential area, the property that Black Shield had its office there, it didn't belong to Black Shield. It didn't belong to Black Shield. And it wasn't only Black Shield that was in that building. There was even a container that we had used for storage of customer information, documents, but also, most importantly, those who had taken monies from our companies, their collateral documents, their loan documents, all in that container, in that property at Airport Residential Area. And a few weeks ago, someone had gone, removed the container, taken it away completely. Container that doesn't belong to anybody associated, the agent of the Securities and Exchange Commission had gone there. I don't know who they went there with or who authorized anyone to do what. They've taken that container away, which doesn't belong in anything that we're doing or discussing or arguing with SEC. How do we go and carry out our activities to collect monies owed to us when the documents have been carried away? Documents have been carried away. Who did that? And in that compound, inside the building, even those things that don't belong to Black Shield have been taken away. Office partitions taken away, pots taken away, pictures taken away. Even the polytank that was outside the building the polytank and the pump, water pump, taken away. Who did that? And why? Why in a country like this? And let's even say that even if it belonged to government, who gave authorization for someone to go and remove all of these things and take them to some undisclosed location? Who did that? Such impunity. This is supposed to be a law and order administration. I have worked with NPP people before, and there were people there who were proud of their tradition of law and order, who thought in a principled manner about how you treat even state property. They are the ones who also talked about property owning Democrats. Is that how property belonging to the private sector and maybe even to the state should be treated? Is that how those things should be treated? So I'm asking the question, where are these things? Where have they been taken? Who has taken custody of them? How should we treat them? Who? Where are they? So there's a lot to unravel. There's a lot to discuss. So this isn't just all about GN Bank. But for me personally, GN Bank is a very, very important entity with branches. Here I'm not talking just the offices of GN Bank. I'm talking about related businesses that wouldn't work and couldn't work, and that we have had to travel to other countries to look for money to bring back to life. I've got something that I had wanted to show to people. Very, very, very simple thing. Very, very simple thing that is now in demand in many parts of the country. It's a plastic spoon. Plastic spoon. And that plastic spoon we stopped producing 4 years ago because of the difficulties associated with the bank. Now, God willing, and with God's grace, we're producing those plastic spoons again in Elmina. Now, we're producing takeaway boxes again in Elmina. Hopefully, next year, we'll be assembling televisions again in Elmina. And the interesting thing is, if the incoming president, John Dramani Mahama, if he wants to see an example of 24-hour economy, I'm recommending to him the industrial estate that we developed a few years ago in Elmina. If he goes there today, any day, he will see that the workers there, some of them are doing 12-hour shifts. So somebody comes during the day, 12 hours. Another person comes at night, 12 hours. And they are working. They are producing. And the products that they are producing is in high demand across the country. And those products we used to export to Burkina, to Togo, to Benin, to Liberia. I'm saying that with encouragement, all of those things will come back again with some encouragement. So we don't have far to go. We don't have a lot to do. So I'm asking once again, let's work to bring this GN Bank back so that all over the country, what was lost will come back. Thousands of jobs will come back. And thousands of opportunities for people to move their money safely will come back. Will come back. And when all of that comes back, we will be able to support many, many, many social and economic activities across the board, throughout the country, everywhere. Everywhere. Because we produce rice in Rara. We set up, and still today, not completed at Asinbreku, a rice mill. And the equipment has been sitting there for the past 5 years. We went to Karaga in the north. We've got a rice farm there. We started a project near Winchi. All of those things ground to a halt because of this single act of closing down GN Bank and the effect of basically freezing the funds of all these companies that were at the bank. So these companies couldn't work. So bring the bank back, many other things will come back. And we are ready, we are willing to get to work. Ready, willing, we get the license today, tomorrow we'll be on the move. We know where every building is. We know where all the opportunities are. We have the plans still. Some of the people who have remained loyal, not everybody has remained loyal. Those who have remained loyal, they are there, ready to get to work. We'll bring other people in and we'll move. Get this business moving. So for me, this is the last of the weekly broadcasts. We're going to wait and see what happens. The current administration is still in office. The president, Nana Akufo-Addo, he can decide today or tomorrow. Hey, Papa Kwesi Nduom, come, here's your license. He can do that. He can do that. If he does it, we'll start working. If he doesn't do it, incoming President John Dramani Mahama, I believe he will let the license come back. We'll be ready to receive it and to move, to get things done. So we're ready to move. Everything that we started that had halted, stalled, it's not working, we'll bring it back to work. We want everybody to understand. Nya obre nozi. Na nya okomzen. Na azisu azi wozin owura. Azi wozin owura. We, the Fantis, we say, Efu diapa, the wupion. We're on the right path. We just need a little push to come back to life and to open the doors for thousands of people, thousands of employees to be re-engaged and for us to help the economy to work and work again. From here on, I'll move to a monthly monthly broadcasts, just so you know if we are making progress, if you know what is happening. And when everything is clear, then we will stop and then we'll just be in the field. But we want this activity to come back. So we will inform you if anything has happened, positive, negative, but we are ready to work. We are ready to work. So thank you for being a part of this broadcast, the last of the weekly broadcasts. God bless you. God protect you. And God help you in any and every productive endeavor that you are engaged in. Nyame onto nsupa ofunkudu mfamo. Na bibia ye bia no. Onyeye mfamo. God bless our homeland, Ghana. Thank you for being a part of this. Have a great day.